Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited for this workshop. I'm going to be teaching you 3 ways to shift out of survival mode. This is something that I've been talking about, the difference between survival mode and thriving in life, or thriving mode. I've been talking about this since December. In January, we went through the Money and Metaphysics Masterclass series where I gave you practical and metaphysical tips to transform your finances. And I do believe that finances, money, and abundance, while it's not everything, it does make a large contribution to your overall well-being. Clearly, if your money isn't right, if your finances aren't right, then it diminishes what you are capable of doing in life, the experiences that you are able to have, where you're able to go, what you're able to, it's like something on me, what you're able to do. But money is not everything. And so as we move forward in the year, into February, I want to give you other aspects of life that you can think about to improve your overall well-being and to really shift out of survival mode into a thriving state of existence. Or even if you don't feel like you're in survival mode, just improving your overall well-being. So as always, I do have some housekeeping and some resources to give you. I have my computer down here. I have a book that I'm going to be pulling some quotes from. It's called The Energy of Money by Dr. Maria Nemeth, and I will include the links to all of the resources and everything that I'm giving you in the description box. But let me go ahead and keep time, and we're going to start off with housekeeping as always. Let me pull the workshop up on my computer and turn that down so that I can drop the resources in the chat for people who are here live or who will be coming in later on. And then once again, I will put the resources in the description box as well. Housekeeping item number 1, as always, is going to be interaction. If you have any questions, comments, experiences about anything that I'm going over, be sure to put those in the caption section, in the chat section. And if you're watching this on the replay, you can always leave a comment because I respond to each and every one. Housekeeping item number 2 is going to be sharing is caring. Just like you're trying to grow, I'm trying to grow. So if you know someone who's having a rough time in life, or you have a friend, family member, loved one, they're like, this is my year, I want to get my life together, go ahead and share this video with them. Don't be stingy with the information. Do not be a hater out here in these streets. Go ahead and share the love, okay? Housekeeping item number 3 is going to be Sacred Sunday Space and Patreon. I am going to put the link to Sacred Sunday Space in the chat right now so you have that resource. Sacred Sunday Space is my private virtual self-care group. So I have a self-care session 2 times a month if you're in Sacred Sunday Space. We do things like mindfulness meditation, yoga nidra, EFT tapping, yin yoga, breath work, or pranayama. We do a lot of journaling and goal setting. It's a place where you can come to decompress and de-stress, to relieve what happened earlier in the week and get set up for a productive and successful upcoming week. Actually, this Sunday, February 4th, is going to be our first Sacred Sunday Space session of the month. So if you would like to join, please come on and, join us. It is through my Patreon. A part of joining my Patreon, you get access to Patreon exclusive guided meditations and resources. And I also take requests from Patreon members for the resources that I do create here and put on the Higher Alignment YouTube channel. So if you are someone and you want a custom guided meditation or yoga nidra or a journaling activity, I will be more than happy to make that for you. And even if you don't join Sacred Sunday Space, if you want to get access to those additional resources, it's only $5, okay? And so that goes a long way, and I appreciate your support if you do decide to join. Next, the Learning Myself workshop series. This is the workshop series that this live workshop is going to be a part of. I am going to go in there and update the course curriculum, and I'm going to include the link to this YouTube workshop in the bonus resources section. But the Learning Myself workshop series is a video container. It's a full class. It has 5 modules in there, and it helps you do exactly what we're going to be talking about this evening, but in a lot more depth. Each module covers a separate topic, like creating a self-care routine, or discovering your passions, interests, and hobbies in life, creating deep and meaningful goals, how to put together a personal program for yourself regarding your own personal development and life transformation. It also has a fillable workbook in there that has tons of self-exploration exercises and journaling prompts and lots of activities that you can do that goes along with the video content. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that link for you. It is originally $149.99, but I've lowered it to $55.55 throughout the entire month of February. And you also have the option of using like Affirm or Klarna to break it down into 4 bi-weekly interest-free installments. So that means for about $13, you can get the entire class, okay? So went ahead and dropped that for you. And if you're someone who has been interested in working with me one-on-one, something new that I started doing this year that I'm very excited about is I am doing free 20-minute discovery calls. So let's chat. You can book a free 20-minute call with me. We will go over your goals, your obstacles, what it is that you want to do, the transformations that you want to make. And I will show you how I can personally help you and help you create a plan, help you learn ancient tools like mindfulness meditation, yoga nidra, lucid dreaming, you know, if those are your speed, but I have other tools in my personal toolbox. I will help you master those techniques and hold you accountable each step of the way to ensure your success. So if you're someone who's always wanted to work with a life coach, if you've come across my content and you enjoy my personality and what I do when you want to work with me one-on-one, go ahead and start there. So I'll put that link in the chat section for you as well. That's everything that I have for you regarding housekeeping. So let's go ahead and jump into the main content. I do have 3 ways to transform your life, 3 ways to shift out of survival mode and into a thriving state of existence this evening. So make sure that you have your pens, your papers, notebooks, tablets, recording devices, whatever you need to take notes, because you definitely want to get this information written down and do the activities, consider the thinking points, and make this information really personalized to your current life experience. Don't just, listen to the information, actually apply it so you can make transformation in your life. Really quickly though, let's talk about what is survival mode and what is thriving mode so we can get a good foundation and grounding with that. Survival mode is living in fear. And this shows up in people's lives in different ways. This could be fear that you don't have enough money, fear that your livelihood is at stake. If you are someone who knows about the chakras, the root chakra deals with your basic needs, living, food, hygiene. When you are living in a state of survival mode, you feel like your basic needs are not taken care of. And if your basic needs aren't taken care of, then clearly you're not going to be able to go beyond that and thrive. Living in survival mode also is characterized by a constant level of stress. So stress shows up in your life in many different ways: mentally, emotionally, physically, interpersonally, in your relationships. And we're going to talk all about that. But perhaps you're someone who's very stressed out just about living your day-to-day life, and it is lowering your quality of living, your quality of existence. It's not allowing you to have the level of well-being that you would like. And then the third aspect of living in survival mode is living in lack, having a lack mentality. And this goes a long way from money to friends to energy. When we perceive life through a perspective of lack, this is when we begin engaging in actions and behaviors that perhaps don't accurately represent who we are or who we want to be or the life that we want to live. And those actions, when you engage in them repetitively, become your habits, and your habits make up your lifestyle. So we really want to not be living in a survival mode type of lifestyle, and we want to live in a thriving state of existence. So what does thriving look like? Thriving looks like freedom, fun, and flexibility. I always think about these three F's: freedom, fun, and flexibility. When your basic needs are taken care of, you have the freedom that you want to be able to come and go, to be able to go on vacation, to be able to attend classes or courses or just level up in life. Maybe even if it's just going to lunch or brunch or dinner or going out to have fun with your friends, you have that flexibility to do so. You have more time available to you to rest and relax and just sit back and enjoy life because everything that you need is already taken care of. Another characteristic of thriving mode is being creative. Being able to have that freedom and fun and flexibility, once again, those three F's, but they turn into creativity. When you are living in survival mode, you're so busy trying to take care of your basic needs that you don't have time to be creative. All humans, all beings are naturally creative, and it's about tapping into that inner creativity, that playfulness, that childlike aspect to be able to really enjoy more of life. And then the third aspect that I have for you is operating in your core genius. And so it kind of goes along with creativity. There are aspects of your personality, aspects of your being that you are very skilled and talented at. And when you are living in this thriving state of existence, you're able to more fully operate in that, in your core genius consistently. You're able to dive deeper into the things that you like to do. You're able to excel and transcend. That was the word that I was looking for. Excel and transcend. So what I want you to do is take a few moments. If you're watching this on the replay, go ahead and pause the video and think about the three aspects of survival mode, the three aspects of thriving mode, and see what mix of those do you currently have in your current state of existence. That's going to let you know where you are on the spectrum. Perhaps you're not all the way in survival mode. Perhaps you're not all the way in thriving mode. You're probably somewhere in between, but you can always shift and push your life in a direction more of thriving, and that, once again, those three F's: freedom, fun, and flexibility, so you can really have the life and live the life that you truly deserve. So go ahead, pause the video and see where you currently are, because that's important to see where you are so you know where you are and where you want to be, and you can bridge the gap. While you're doing that, I meant to do this earlier. I'm going to light one of my incense. If you all don't know, on HIYERAlignment.com, I have tons of metaphysical products. These are my crystal coated incense. This one is a mini one called Osmanthus Dreams. Osmanthus is a flower. It kind of has an apricot peachy type smell. And all of my incense are hand rolled on lavender stems. This one actually is coated in crushed clear quartz, rose quartz, and amethyst, and I put some rose petals and Thai blue lotus on the outside. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a light while you all are figuring out where you currently are in life and where you want to be, And then make sure that you have your pens, your papers, notebooks, whatever you need pulled up, because I'm going to go through the 3 tools, the 3 tips, the 3 ways that I want you to really think about in order to shift and transform your life, okay? I have to get my energy right. I also have my solfeggio frequencies going. I meant to light this in the beginning. I'm sitting down drinking my tea, and I looked down and I saw that incense right there. So let me once again look at the time. And so the first way that I have for you is to transform your stressors or alchemize negative energy. And a lot of times, once again, if you're in that survival mode, living in fear, living in stress, living in anxiety, living with a perspective or a sense of lack, clearly you're a stressed out mess. You know, clearly there's some stress going on, and you have some negative experiences in life that are currently going on, occupying the focus of your awareness, the focus of your attention. And this is actually the perfect place to start. Just start from where you are. Even if you're not in survival mode, you're somewhere in between, you probably have some type of stress. So what I want you to do is write down these 4 different types of stress, okay? Mental stress, that's going to be number 1. Emotional stress, number 2. Physical stress is number 3. And then number 4 is going to be interpersonal stress, or stress in your relationships. So stress can show up in a variety of ways in your life. A lot of times people are like, oh, I'm so stressed out. I'm so anxious. I'm so upset. I'm so frustrated. But if you really want to make a change, it's important to identify what's actually going on so you can make proper steps in order to get yourself out of that stressful situation. So what I would advise that you do is take some time to journal. Take some time to journal about everything that is stressing you out, things that are not right, things that aren't the way you want them to be in life. And this is like your opportunity to groan and complain and just to get it all out. Get it all out and put it on the paper. And then maybe take a break from it, close your journal, take a break from it for 24 hours, and then go back in and take like a colored pencil or a marker and maybe have 4 of them, 1 color for each of the areas of stress, and then go through and highlight which stresses are, which stresses are showing up in your life. Then what you want to do is you really don't want to just stay stuck in that negative place, which is what a lot of people do. A lot of people are stuck in this cycle of complaining and seeing what they complain about, and then complaining about what they see, and not actually taking action to make change. So what you want to do is look at what areas or what types of stress are predominant in your current state of experience, and then find activities that directly correlate to the area or areas which are most predominant in order to directly address that stressor. So say, for example, you find that you have a lot of mental stress. Ask yourself, what types of mental activities can I do that will soothe me, that will calm me, that will relax me? That's very different than a person who has physical stress. Maybe you have a very intense job that puts a lot of physical stress on your body. Maybe you aren't taking care of your health the way that you need to. You're not eating right. You're not drinking water. And you find that that physical stress is really impacting your overall well-being. So the activities that these 2 types of people do are going to be 2 different types of activities. If you're going to do something, make sure that you have your ladder leaned against the right wall before you start climbing all the way to the top and realize I could have been doing something different in order to get further than where I am. So it's important to take stock of those stressors and the negative experiences that you have, And you're doing this in order to identify. You're not doing this in order to stay in a cycle of complaining. You're doing this in order to identify what's going on so you can actually make a change, okay? So if you're watching this on the replay, if you want to take some notes or think about how this applies to you before going on, go ahead and take a pause the video, take some notes, do a bit of journaling, and then whenever you're ready, come on back and let's go on to number 2. Number 2 is where I want to read to you all a little bit, and I should have grabbed my glasses, but I didn't. Number 2, let me write down the time. Number 2 is going to be accomplishing meaningful goals. And I have a few different things that I want to put out for you here, a few thinking points. I want you to write down goals, tasks, and whims. These 3 words or terms I like come from Dr. Maria Nemeth, and she wrote the book The Energy of Money. I have it here. It's the book that we were actually exploring in the Money and Metaphysics Masterclass series. If you were a part of my private workshops, I always do public workshops here on YouTube, but if you enroll in courses or if you enroll in Patreon, I hold private workshops through Zoom where we dive a little bit deeper. You know, we have the time to do that. But the book, The Energy of Money, we're not talking about money, but I just want to show you the resource. And Dr. Maria Nemeth, she talks about how goals really contribute to improving your overall well-being, but a lot of people aren't clear on what goals are. They think they are, but they're not clear on what goals are and how they can craft them and how they can use them. So in her research, in her work, she actually uses the Webster's dictionary definition of goals, which she defines as an area or object toward which play is directed in order to score. And the operative word that she highlights is play. So this is different than tasks. Tasks are the types of goals that people traditionally think about, and she has a list. Like getting rid of credit card debt, creating a will or revocable living trust, opening a retirement account, hiring a money manager, fixing the roof, the plumbing or heating at home, filing forms or documents on time, buying health insurance. And clearly all of her examples are geared towards money because that's what her book is about. But you can think about areas outside of money. In my personal practice, when I work with clients one-on-one, we go through the 7 areas of life: health and fitness, relationships, career, finance, personal development, spirituality, and recreation. Go ahead and write those down, the 7 areas of life. So when you are thinking about tasks, you can think about the things that you currently have on your to-do list that may actually be tasks and sort them into those 7 areas of life. But remember, tasks and goals are different. Goals have an element of play to them. They have an element of playfulness. So let me read for you another quote. I have it written down. I'm looking at my notes. We're happiest when we're creating what we truly want in life and going out to get it authentically, compassionately, and consciously. And what I like here, the operative word that she uses here is creating. So think about the word that she used before, play, when we define goals. And then here, the word creating. We're happiest when we're creating. And one of those components in a thriving state of existence is being able to be more creative, whatever creativity means for you, tapping into your own inner creativity. True goals, unlike the onerous items we put on lists and gear ourselves up to accomplish, are actually meant to bring out childlike excitement in us. And what's better than childlike excitement, play, and creativity to bring into your life in order to help you get out of survival mode and move into thriving mode. So, of course, this also assumes that you are doing what you need to do to have those basic needs taken care of. But once you have those things taken care of, actually developing goals that are going to allow you to be more creative, to have that fun, and to bring this element of childlike excitement, as she calls it, in life, into your life. She also has, I want to bring up, she asks a question. How do you feel? How are you going to, if you're having trouble deciding whether you're creating a goal or a task, ask yourself, how are you going to feel after whatever it is that you have listed has been completed? Are you going to feel relieved? Ask yourself that for a moment. Are you going to feel relieved after you have completed whatever it is that you are intending to complete? If your answer is yes, that is a task. After you complete a task, you feel relieved. If you feel excitement or joy after you complete whatever it is that you want to complete or that you're intending to complete, that is a goal. A goal as Dr. Nemeth is defining it and as we are using the term in the context that we're talking about today. Then I also wanted you to write down the word whim. So goals, tasks, and whims. So let me read to you this portion from the whim factor. A second question to ask about your goals is, what's the whim factor? If you have an itemized list of goals that you want right now, especially if they're the newest, flashiest, fastest model of some product, take a moment to consider the difference between a goal and a whim. Whims are based on impulse and immediate gratification. This spontaneity brings spice to life, but it can easily become habit forming. One of the symptoms of monkey mind, and if you have practiced meditation or tried to practice meditation before, then you've come across this term, monkey mind. That is the inner chatter that's constantly going on inside of your mind that does not allow you to enter a state of calmness, of tranquility, of being relaxed and composed. So when that monkey mind is going on, it generates those feelings of stress, anxiety, frustration, those feelings that are characteristic of survival mode. So that monkey mind, constantly having that monkey mind going, not having the ability to rest and relax and have that freedom and that flexibility, is characteristic of survival mode. One of the symptoms of monkey mind is the unwillingness to suspend reward. Goals exist in a definite span of time, and they often require you to wait for results while you focus your energy on your target. Okay, so that's important. As you are thinking about your goals and things that you can do that are going to bring that fun, that excitement, that creativity into your life, think about what you are writing down or what you're considering. And I would say even have a mix of goals, tasks, and whims. There's nothing wrong with any of them, but they all serve different purposes. So there may be tasks that you need to do in order to satisfy your basic needs. And unless your basic needs are satisfied, you're not going to be able to get out of survival mode. So you may need to put some tasks down on your list or some to-dos down on your list. You may need a bit of spontaneity and a bit of instant gratification just to boost your mood so you can feel better day by day. So go ahead and engage in some type of healthy whim. But those long-term goals, as we are defining them, goals that have that element of play, is going to definitely be something that's going to improve your overall well-being, because it's going to help address that stress. It's going to bring fun and creativity into your life for the long term. Okay, so that is our section on goals. And then I have the last one for you. Let me take note of where we are. The last one is going to be the last way that I have for you is going to be to engage in your passions, interests, and hobbies. And you can kind of see how these are all flowing together, coming from goals where we introduce this element of play and creativity and excitement. Engaging in your passions, interests, and hobbies. Now, clearly, this is something that most people really only do when they're in that thriving state of existence. But does that mean that if you're in survival mode that you absolutely can't do this? No, it doesn't. And if you consciously and intentionally engage in your passions, interests, and hobbies while you're in survival mode, it is definitely going to shift your energy, shift your perspective, shift your focus, transform your life. And there are multiple reasons why you want to do this. It serves as a healthy stress relief outlet, but also I find that engaging in your passions, interests, and hobbies actually opens up new doors for you. So for someone who has maybe not a good support system, you have friends, family members, people around you who aren't really the best people, who don't have their own well-being in mind, and who definitely don't have your well-being in mind. You know, birds of a feather flock together. You hear that a lot. Your energy and your habits rub off on one another. But a way to build a good support system is to go out and engage in activities that you like to do, healthy activities that you like to do. Do that by yourself for a while, and you will find that if you join like a club or a local group, also look like meetup.com is a good resource that's coming to my mind, where you can go engage in things that you like to do, and there are going to be other people there who are engaging in the same sort of thing. So the bond that you create is going to be over something healthy and productive and fun and creative, and you will be able to build better relationships. And this is important maybe if you're someone who has moved to a new city, you've moved to a new place, or even if you're, you know, still living in your hometown, but you're like, you know, I really want to make a change in my life. I want to meet people who have better things going on so that I can get in better company and companionship. Engaging in your passions, interests, and hobbies actually opens more doors and opportunities for you, though. You never know when you start learning how to do something. Say this is a new hobby, something that you've never explored before, and you get really good at it. It could be a way that blessings can come into your life. That can be a way that you can start a new side hustle or a business or bring in more money. And that financial well-being is also going to satisfy one of those basic needs so that you can easily shift out of survival mode and into a thriving state of existence. So there are multiple reasons why you want to engage in your passions, interests, and hobbies. Okay? So those are the 3 ways that I want you to think about, and I want you to have taken notes. Hopefully you have. I want you to consider how these 3 ways, how these 3 aspects of life can transform your life, and how you can begin implementing these tools to create that change. If you're someone who is really serious about making that change in life, and you are like, okay, I got this information, but I really want to dive deeper. I really want to engage in my passions, interests, and hobbies. I really want to discover new goals, tasks, and whims. And I want to identify my stressors and alchemize that negative energy so that I'm not staying stuck in that cycle of complaining and actually manifesting more experiences that are not helping me out. What I would advise you to do is consider grabbing that Learning Myself Masterclass series. That's exactly why I put it on sale. Those 5 modules cover these exact points, but in more detail. The workbook that is in that course has self-exploration activities and journaling questions that are going to help you actually take each step, each tool, each way that I've given you and really personalize it to you. There's a section entirely devoted to transforming negative aspects of your life and your stressors into a personalized self-care routine. I talk about what is an effective self-care routine and what is not an effective self-care routine. It has an entire list of more stressors and more activities than I even went over in today's short live workshop. And it has like an activity in there where you will be able to categorize your stressors, look at the categories that I have given you, and then under each category there will be a list of multiple suggested activities that you can pick and choose from in order to make it easier for you. There is a section on generating meaningful goals, how to excavate your life and your current experiences in life and your past experiences to help you create and define goals that will actually help you move forward, and not just create and define those goals, but actually accomplish them. Because a lot of people, it's at the beginning of the year. A lot of people make, for example, New Year's resolutions, but they don't actually carry through. So you're definitely going to learn how to carry that through with that determination and that focus. There's also a section on engaging, an entire module on engaging with your passions, interests, and hobbies. I give you multiple ways to discover new passions, interests, and hobbies, things that you probably haven't thought of before that definitely interest you. And I give you a list of resources to find how to actually engage and find ways to practice those skills either online or in your community. And there are 2 more modules there for you as well. Okay. So I hope that you have enjoyed this information. I hope that it has been very helpful. Hello, Miss Gordon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're catching me right at the end. So I hope that you all have enjoyed this content, enjoyed this information. I really hope that you take this information to heart and that you implement these 3 tools so that you can immediately start to create that change and that transformation in your life. Once again, all of the things that I've covered today are things, activities that anybody can do, So there should be no reason why, if you watch this entire class, if you watch this entire workshop, you should have tons of ideas on things that you can do today that are going to set you up for a better future. Okay. So I'm going to head out of here. I'm going to update the description box with all of those links and those resources. Once again, if you want to work one-on-one with me, don't forget you have the opportunity to book that free 20-minute discovery call. And if you follow me on Instagram, you can hop in my DMs and we can chit chat as well. So I'm going to go ahead and head out of here. I'll see you all back here next Thursday, and have a wonderful rest of your evening.